When you mentioned Peter Fergana, Joe Rico, blessed memory, I think you mentioned Okala as well.
Yes.
So we did a lot of research, obviously, before this interview. And we were thinking, so the first part would be one, who were your role models when you were growing up? So like I said, to us, you're a myth, you're a legend, but you were not the first, right? People were playing football in Nigeria before you came along. And there were goalkeepers in Nigeria before you came.
Okay, great question. Great. Because when I was coming up, we didn't have the grace of having information of
that's true.
European goalkeepers, European players. So I was dealing with what I could find around the continent of Africa. And by the international matches Nigeria plays, by club side matches Nigeria plays, I was remembering Ikram Ahmed of Egypt.
Oh, wow.
I was remembering the goalkeeper of Morocco, Zaki.
Yeah,
Bado Zaki. Good memory. So you're my contemporary. So that's good. Bado Zaki. First time I would see a goalkeeper, instead of facing the field, when he wants to take a penalty, catch a penalty, he now take his side, position sideways, and put his hand this way. Bado Zaki, I said, oh my God. And to be honest, it got the kicker confused.
Exactly.
Got the kicker confused. So to answer that question, actually, I looked at it from two angles. One is Emmanuel Okala because of his position.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Before, and I was asking myself, why is it in that form? So I didn't understand, not until I started digging deep to find out why is Emmanuel Okala of these characteristics of catching shot. You will beat everybody, and take a very fine shot that is going to 2-3 meters away from him. But instead of this man to fall, he's still standing.
Oh, wow.
And he will pick the ball. I now discovered that this man was doing a lot of positioning. But in doing a lot of position, something follows. I can't break everything down.
Yeah.
That's for another day.
Then
when it comes to Peter Fergana, I never see a goalkeeper like this guy. He reminds me of the history of Rigogo. I did not meet Rigogo in action. But when you listen to the story of Rigogo, then you imagine as a goalkeeper, then you class him in the level of Peter Fergana. Peter Fergana will take off. He will call me. I was in a room with him. Was my roommate. I was the smallest in camp.
Yeah.
At 17, I was in the national team already of Nigeria. He will call me, say, Dodo. That's how he called me, Dodo. Then, when he called me, he said, this kind of ball, if the ball is coming, once you pin your leg like this, take off. I'll be watching him. In training section, every act, every movement, when we come back, he will be telling me the stories of how strikers wanted to break through during training sections. When we'll be training, Alosho Statuebu, Blessed Memory, Sheko Degbami, Adokia Mesimaka, will blow. I was in camp with them as the smallest. Wow. I was able to see goalkeepers perform. I was able to see goalkeepers fighting for shirts. So after going through such rugged and tedious, experience of what it takes to be successful, those are some of the things that helps me. And those were, if I may go back a little bit to some of the questions asked me here about the performance of our players today. It's affecting because most of our players playing abroad do not watch super egos of those days play. They just hear. If they watch, come closer and see, they will understand. They will understand that once you put on that Nigerian color, it's not for joke.
It's not joke.
It's to go and represent the millions of Nigeria out there when you go for international matches. So Peter Fregene and Emmanuel Okala. I picked up all the beauty. The beauty of following the ball was Peter Fregene. The beauty of calculation and position was Emmanuel Okala.
Thank you.
I never picked any of I have my favorite in Europe because I made efforts in trying to know what the European goalkeepers were like. Sepp Maier. I tried to watch Sepp Maier many times and enjoy his goalkeeping. Dinosov, enjoy. Ikrami Ahmed, Africa here. Zaki, like I mentioned earlier. Gordon Banks, So I followed all these goalkeepers, and I also like the way the East Bloc goalkeepers are. East Bloc goalkeepers, they are more hardened. More hardened, and but of all, the names I've just mentioned to you.